You might have noticed recently that I have a new set, and it's what I've been using for pretty much all of my content. It's great to have a place that is reliable for filming all kinds of shots, and if I really do want to change things up, I can always just go to a different part of my office or just go somewhere else for those times when I want to mix it up. But for all intents and purposes, this is home base. Thing is, this set was made possible by upgrading the most important part of any video content creation process, the lighting. And shouts out to GVM for giving me the exact tools I needed to get it done. So let's talk about this light, literally the one that I'm using right now, in this new segment that I'm bringing to my channel called How I. It's a look at the gear I use and how I use them. It's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? This is how I light my YouTube set using the GVM G100W light. Now, new segments are one thing, but I also have returning content. Tech and Tea with Joshua Vergara is finally back with episodes coming to your favorite podcasting app every Tuesday. Take a break from your work day, your work week, your work whatever, and have a cup of tea with me and fellow tech creator friends. Hit the link down below to subscribe to the podcast. I have a long history with different types of lighting solutions in my YouTube videos. I've toyed around with various looks using various products from LED panels to light wands to ring lights and edge lights. You name it, I've probably tried it. But you might notice that most YouTubers usually prescribe to lights like this, COB, or chip-on-board lights. Until fairly recently, these kinds of lights were very expensive pro-level products, but affordable alternatives have been popping up. Enter GVM, or Great Video Maker, and their G100W. Now, in order for me to actually show you the physical light, I have to take it off the stand, and let me switch things up a little bit so I can actually show you the G100W. Now, despite the name, this is a 90-watt output COB light that is just one of a slew of products that you can find from them easily on Amazon. When I made the decision to create a simple but effective set here in my office, I hit them up and knew that one of their light kits would fit the bill perfectly. So let's go through the included items. This G100W light itself is the centerpiece, of course, and it comes with a very long power cable that will be your singular source of power because this light is not also battery powered. It's good that the cord is so long for those moments when I do want to move the setup around, and I enjoy that there is no power brick that has to dangle from the light all the time. Now, this is what a chip-on-board light looks like. This is the actual light source up front, which will turn on in a second. There's a handle here up top that you can use when you want to move things around, and it has the light mount integrated. This mount will connect to any typical light stand and can also accommodate an umbrella. The light also comes with a typical reflector that goes into the frontal Bowens mount, and then a carrying case is available for all of the bits and pieces if you do want to travel with it together. Now, if you're like me and you've tried a ton of other lighting solutions already, you might already have some light stands lying around, but this particular light kit comes with its own light stand. This one actually folds into itself for minimal storage and it's pretty sturdy, but it's the last item in this setup that really makes this exactly what I needed. The G100W can take modifiers through its Bowens accessory mount, and this is where you end up getting all of those different soft boxes and whatnot to take the powerful light and focus or diffuse it. This kit comes with a lantern modifier. This 26-inch softbox has a spherical shape that diffuses the light in a broad area, which is different from like the squares and the octagonal softboxes that do diffuse the light, but they throw it in just one direction. Now, I needed something like this because this light will be pulling multiple duties here in my small office. But before we get to that, let's get this entire setup actually put together. The lantern does take a little bit of work to set up. My tip is to put the skirt together using the Velcro first, and then expand the metal frame with it already on. After that, the Bowens mount is a simple insert and twist. It'll clip into place nice and securely. Put this whole setup on the light stand, get it in position, and I'm good to go. And so there you go. This is what the setup looks like with this particular light. You got a little bit of a taste of it at the beginning of this video, but here is the actual setup. I have the lantern above my head, just above my head, and it looks like the sun. But yeah, there we go. Now, regarding the light quality, I don't have any actual light meters or anything to measure the accuracy of the color temperature, but as you can see, the light can get mighty bright and can be adjusted from 3200 Kelvin to 5600 Kelvin. Now, 5600 Kelvin is daylight, and it's what I set all of my white balances to no matter what camera I'm using, so I just do that, crank the brightness on the light, and we're good to go. Now, judging from my actual videos over the last couple of weeks, I've been happy with the results, and haven't noticed any unwanted shifts in both the brightness or the temperature, and I would know, because this is not just the key light for what you're looking at right now, it's actually the main light that I use to light my entire studio while I'm here. That's right, this powerful light is the main player in illuminating my office, which practically has no natural light. That's why I needed something very powerful but also very diffused, hence the lantern. Not only to get that soft and inviting look for my videos, but to have that same quality in my general work environment. The third place that this comes in handy is for my overhead rig. The lantern lets light go everywhere in a nice diffused way, so I have soft shadows and it lights my overhead rig perfectly well. By the way, I'll probably do a how I video regarding this entire setup, so if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below, drop some likes on this video, and subscribe to my channel so you know when that video actually comes out. Now, some final points. Clearly my office isn't the most treated for audio recording, but I have done my research and I use mics that minimize the background noise as much as possible. Now, these mics don't pick up the hum of the fan system, and yes, this light does have an electronic fan system inside, and it is pretty quiet. Of course, depending on your recording setup, your mileage might vary. And finally, the light does come with a couple of extra features like connections to a smartphone app that gives you a remote control. But it asks you to connect your smartphone to the light via Wi-Fi, and I prefer not needing to switch networks when I want my remote control. I would have very much preferred to have a physical remote of some sort for the light, especially since I tend to have it just out of reach. Speaking of which, you'll notice that the framing for my A-roll right now is different from the last few videos, and that's because I'm actually sitting down. I actually do all of my videos standing up using my standing desk, with all of my overhead rig and camera setup and mic setup coming up with it because they're all clamped to the desk. But the thing is, the light stand that comes with the G100W kit doesn't get high enough for this centered position that I want. That's when I need to introduce other items like a C-stand. I have my light high up, always on, and I actually connected to a smart plug so that I can easily toggle it on and off without needing the GVM app. So with that setup, I just leave it here and turn it on whenever I need it, whenever I need to film, literally anything. Talking head and shoulder stuff, or overhead rig, or any shots on this particular table. It's literally my one-stop shop. I mean, sure, you can travel with this setup if you're willing to lug around this size of light and the diffuser and the accessories and the light stand, but clearly I'm showing off how the G100W works best in this stable studio setup. Everything is in here ready to go. Lights like this can often shrink your wallet in a hurry. Competitors' products can be hundreds of dollars on their own, without diffusers or light stands or accessories. But this light kit that I'm using from GVM is available altogether for under $300. It's a bundle that takes away some of the guesswork, and it also gives you those extra tools that you need for reasonable prices. If you're looking to upgrade your lighting setup, lights like this are a pretty logical and perfect step up from the LED panels and all of the light ones, of which I have way too many of at this point. So you can check out this kit using my link in the description. For more gear videos like this in my new How I series, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. With all that said, I'm going to go ahead and call it on this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves and each other, and enjoy your tea, everybody.